Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about our kettlebell side-to-side rocket. We've talked previously about a truly terrible exercise, the front rocket, which is a front-to-back rocket, front-to-back touch-touch, which moves us from a swing position to kind of a low squat position, and we bounce back and forth between those two positions. Now we're going to talk about the side-to-side rocket, which is a rotating version of that. Instead of rotating front to back, we are going to go from side to side. Important things to remember in this exercise is that our elbow lockout is key to staying alive. If you start doing this with bent elbows, you're going to start doing all kinds of absolutely horrific things to your spine, which you really should not do. Therefore, here, this part, lock out your elbows and keep them locked out the entire time. So in this exercise, we are going to drive our shoulders down, fire our lats. We are going to go to one side, and we are going to dip all the way down until we touch the ground. What you are going to notice is 2 feet stay flat, one knee is going to drive forward, one knee is going to be back, but they are both bent. If we are here and we rotate to one side, the opposite knee drives forward. We are going to load this muscle right here a lot. We are going to come up in the middle. We are not going to stand up all the way, but for some versions you could stand up more. And then we're going to go to the other side and go down. Now our opposite leg is going to load right here around the knee. If you are like me and you've had a lot of knee surgeries, we look for a lot of different exercises to build the elastic power of our legs back up after surgery. We have our squats, we have our swings, and then we have to start retraining all of that rotational and directional power and movement so that our legs can function the best that they can function, even though they've been chopped up several times. So we are going to point our feet straight ahead. If you're doing this exercise with your feet turned out, then you are going to get this really weird, not great line where the force is driving down, not in a straight line through your knee. And that's going to be generally bad over time because you're just going to absolutely annihilate tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue inside your knee. Feet straight ahead, 2 hands on the kettlebell. How you grip is going to be different based on the size of your hands. I am gripping with my pinkies on the outside of the kettlebell. I am dominating my grip with my thumb, my first 2 fingers, and this finger is kind of floating. These fingers aren't doing anything except stabilizing by squeezing in. We are going to set up, lock out those arms, and rotate to one side. Eventually, we're not going to touch down. We're just going to go down as if we are going to touch. Lock out both arms. If one arm bends, you'll notice your spine isn't going to be rotated properly. So the side that you're going to, lock out that arm so you can roll that shoulder blade back and down to fire that lat. We are going to come up and we are going to go to the other side. Now the side that we're on, that is the important arm that we are focusing on the most. If I'm going to this side, it's this arm. If I'm going to this side, it's this arm. Lock out the elbow, squeeze the tricep, drive the shoulder blade down. So all versions of rockets are very hard on the muscles directly above the knee. You are staying under load the entire time, so it is hard on the heart, it moves fast, the weight is dragging you down, you are bouncing back like a rubber band, building your ability to use that stored elastic energy in your legs, which is one of the most important things that we can develop in athleticism. Put this into programs the same way you would put a front rocket in. You could do it with heavy reps for weight, but this one is even less recommended to do with really heavy weights than the front to back one. The front to back one, your body is still moving generally in a straight line. Because you are in this rotated position, if your elbows deviate, your spine's going to go into a really weird position and it's going to be generally not good. Start this with a very light weight and set timers and work on the movement first with absolutely no load. And find out if you can do this with keeping your heels on the ground. What we would like to avoid is when the kettlebell is on one side, our opposite leg is loaded, we don't want that heel coming up off the ground. If that heel comes up off the ground, things start to happen in this knee and in this hip that we generally don't want as a training effect. When we are in this side loaded position, we want to make sure that we're not deviating our heel up, because weird things will start to happen to this loaded leg. Drive that heel down and figure out how to rotate as much as you can. This will have a lot to do with ankle mobility and then the rotation of your spine. We are keeping our spine straight up and down. We are not actually twisting our spine. We are twisting our hips and keeping our spine in a straight line. Start unloaded, practice the movement, figure out how to move your hips and not roll your spine, but yaw your hips. So your hips are rotating and going up and down. We are not rotating our spine, and we are not twisting our upper thoracic spine. We are keeping all of that locked, driving our lats down to stabilize that part of our body, and we are getting the movement from our hips, from our knees, and from our ankles. If your heels are coming up, get a lighter weight, start over, and try not to rip your spine out. This has been Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica.